And welcome back, everybody. So we are back on April 29th of 1862, coming off of that battle at Winchester that we did lose. We did already, uh, I believe at the end of the last episode, order up some reinforcements for Banks. They are going to be a little ways out. In the meantime, with Farragut's men are going to go try to claim Port Royal. Maybe then even try to take some of the, like Fort Pulaski down here, work his way down the coast, try to eliminate some of the things we have to blockade. We are going to send Asbeth and Lyon down to Fort Smith. We'll see if these guys engage them or not. We'll try to get Lyon to get into position to where we can maybe send him back to Frederick to recuperate. I think we're getting close on one of our breadbasket, less than a day. Department of the East, we are going to move down to Baltimore just to be in a little bit better supporting position there. Let's see. I believe we left off with Foote planning to go and attack Fort Smith himself. Hopefully he gets there first. And then we'll get our army there. If they get there shortly after, then the siege should be in good shape. Okay, there goes breadbasket. And then, like we talked about last episode, we are going to go ahead and start the Emancipation Proclamation. I'm not sure why that just selected Auto Manage, but okay. So we've got that. To make sure this isn't somehow flipped to Auto Manage. So we've got Emancipation Proclamation started. It's telling us that our prison camp's overcrowded. I feel like we just built one of those, but we'll try it again. I think we said the next one we were going to go with was up in Bangor, Maine. So we'll stick a prison camp up there, see if it gets rid of some of the fallout. See, Tennessee's at 25% support. Arkansas at 17. Missouri 85. Kentucky 86. So I would say they're probably not getting many, if any, troops from Missouri and Kentucky right now. If we take Fort Smith, and it looks like we finally engaged it. Yeah, they're struggling for troops right now for sure, based on everything we just saw there. Alright. I guess our prisoners are working in the iron mine there. Alright, what is under siege? I'm not sure, we'll have to get back to that and figure out what is under siege and why it's under siege. But right now it looks like we do have a battle to fight with the Western armies out in Arkansas. So we'll go ahead and jump into that and bring you back as we get things set up. Alright, we are back, and so just kind of taking a brief overview of where we're at here. We do have them significantly outnumbered. Obviously, it depends on terrain and Looks like we got the P Ridge map. Let's see. So what we're going to do is we're going to set Asbeth's men here along the road. He's going to work up to the 12 Corners Church. And from there, potentially loop around behind any position they may have. Lion, let's see. We'll send Prentice's division here. Curtis's division right behind to support. And Carlin's artillery is probably going to be mainly useless here. But we'll stick him up here just in case there's a surprise by their positioning. Our two small cavalry brigades. I guess we can call them in regiments rather than brigades, maybe squadrons. What do you want to go with? Ingersoll and Carr will come up. Let's put Carr over here on this road, as close as we can get him to that road. Move Fremont over. All right, looks like we have already spotted them just with our scouting abilities. Does that change any of our plans? No, I think all it does is allow Asbeth to work up this road and come around behind them. Kind of like what we were planning, but a little bit sooner. Looks like that's the Western Army, and that looks like it's the Missouri State Guard. So, where's Prentice at? We'll spend Prentice a little bit here. What's he got? About 6,000 men? Just in case they get rushed early. And Curtis's men. We'll split off and send Prentice towards the Western Army here. He's got a little bit more troops to work with. And down here we'll send Curtis. So we'll just go ahead and jump right into it since we're already all here. Asbeth is going to move here as quickly as possible while we send Prentice on a march this direction, Curtis on a march this direction. We're probably going to get engaged quickly. We're going to send Ingersoll down here to flank. Let's see if we can get Carlin's batteries. Oh boy. To whatever type of high ground there might be to maybe shoot at these guys. And then, what, Eugene Carr? Let's send him down this road just to make sure where everybody's at. Asbeth hopefully will get moving pretty quick. Keep giving them new orders. The only hope is that we got to make sure we don't repath the wrong direction here. So we pick up the pace just a little bit. Try to get everybody in formation to where we might be able to enjoy a little bit of a battle here. Hide this, give you a little bit better view. Looks like they attempted to build breastworks, but were not successful. Got some, I mean, your typical Western Army from McCullough over here. A lot of cavalry units from Arkansas, Tennessee. Looks like maybe a battery or two. Oh, Carr got up there quick. So Carr's able to scout some things out for us. Ingersoll, same thing, is going to get around behind here. Hopefully we get Asmus men even in the fight here. Not sure if we will. Looks like they have pulled all of their troops out of the west, which, historically pretty accurate for 1862 for the rebel army. Um, right around this point, they're telling Van Dorn's combination of these two to go ahead and start moving towards Tennessee to help out that way. So, depends on how you look at it. We should be able to push forward and be relatively historically accurate there. Alright, so we're going to get Curtis's men up as quickly as we can. That little towpath road hopefully will allow for that. Ingersoll, we're going to dismount. Not face the wrong direction, hopefully. Robert? Yeah, you're facing the wrong direction. It's cool though, man. It's cool. Alright, so we will throw them into loose order. And approach. Looks like a graveyard. That's ominous. And try to use that as cover while in loose order with our bigger gun, or our better guns, not bigger guns. They've got artillery pieces. All while hopefully Curtis decides to start moving up. We'll dismount the car, throw him into loose order, and likewise start moving up. We're really going to hope that Prentice's bigger division here is able to handle most of the Western Army. At the bare minimum, just kind of keep them bogged down to where they cannot reinforce the Missouri State Guard. Send out skirmishers with Curtis. See if we can't tie some people down a little bit. Are those guys ever going to get to the fight? That's the question. Alright, game's being a little extra sensitive on the scroll speed here. So we're going to move forward and attempt to shoot at them from the rear while we also have Carr and the infantry coming up to shoot from the front. Looks like Ingersoll is breaking, but in the meantime looks like broken their defense as well for the Missouri State Guard. So he did his job. 28 losses, did a job. There goes both their batteries, there goes their cavalry. Looks like the infantry is attempting to move to avoid being flanked. And I'm going to hope that Curtis can go ahead and handle this. We're going to stick him on assault. Let's go ahead and take out whatever is left. Prentice slowly moving up. I'm okay with that because we do have these cavalry regiments coming in behind pretty quickly. At least 3 of them. That should be enough to... Alright, Curtis, let's not reform our line 6 times. Alright, Carr. If you route that battery and Curtis ever gets his men up in position to shoot at these young fellows right here. We need better guns. So we'll send 3 brigades, 2 of them being regular regiments, up to engage. Looks like we got a brief skirmish going on up here. And we will put Prentice to an attack stance and let him try to sort some of that out. Try to get Carlin potentially up as quickly as possible to help out. Looks like they are routing, or at least falling back and giving up the road here. We'll let Curtis take care of it and hope that Asbeth's cavalry can start getting up. Man, I hate how the AI does this. Let's reposition and move the right brigade to the left. Let's just go forward. How about that, Prentice? Let's stop overthinking it and just be successful. One of the bigger flaws of the AI is easily that. Once they become engaged, they decide that they are going to completely change the whole line. But it's okay. We'll solve that problem here real quickly by sending a couple pieces of it just to go ahead and do the attack. It looks like skirmishers alone are routing most of the Western Army. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they might just be completely out of supplies as quickly as they are routing. Enemy is retreating. Awesome. See if we can get Prentice into an assault stance. And, I mean, we only got 10 minutes. But we'll try to get Asbeth also into an assault. Maybe we can get those cavalry units that are down there to engage. So let's see how we did. 123 losses for us, 550 for them. They lost all 25 of their guns for an army that was already short on them. Now, out west you can only do so much with artillery, but, you know, 10% of their total force is now gone. So we'll get back to the main screen and bring you back. So we've made it back to the main screen, and see, we did put 200 of their soldiers into prison camps there. So, just in general, that did about what we needed it to do. Hopefully not waste any of our readiness, and we can go ahead and keep marching them to Fort Smith. And it looks like we can. So we will immediately order that march continues. Why was that? What is going on there? Nope, not that one. Army of the West with Fremont also marching to Fort Smith. And hopefully we will re-engage, maybe? Trying to figure out what's going on in this direction. I'm not sure where this siege is. Ah, it looks like Banks somehow is under siege despite retreating. He didn't retreat far enough. So we'll go ahead and let him fall back. We'll take the loss. His readiness is non-existent, so we can't fight that, and we're just destined to take more losses. So we'll try to get him back into friendly territory and try to retake the Shenandoah at a later date. See Fort Smith, how we're doing there. They got a large number of troops there, but I mean, it's saying the 100% chance of victory. This one, saying 91% chance of victory. So I think as we get our infantry units up there, I think we might need to be a little smarter with Fremont and maybe stop just short, but as Pope starts getting all of his reinforcements, I'm sure his readiness will jump quickly. McClernand and Grant's army will go down with the objective to take Memphis. The Army of the Ohio. Why is Buell at red readiness? We'll transfer these guys into... Tends to cause some problems sometimes for readiness. We'll transfer them into actual corps. And yep, Buell is at green readiness now. That, not shocking. See, Dix says he's out of supply. I'm not sure what we need to do to get supply down there. It says we're in a supply base. We'll build a supply depot there as soon as he's got a little bit better readiness. Looks like we got Farragut ready to engage. Of course, he is now got 14 ships disabled. Not sure how or why. So I'm not super confident here. We will go ahead and call this with Lardner up to help bomb that fort. We'll stick him back on blockade duty shortly after. That'll really just open up Savannah from the blockade for a little bit. Oh, alright, never mind. We'll halt that. It looks like Farragut was successful. Hoping Port Royal switches over here momentarily. If it does, then we'll be able to use that port. We'll give it to the end of the day. And hopefully Port Royal switches over and becomes ours. I think it should. Sometimes it takes a minute. If it doesn't, then we'll have to regroup. Probably back somewhere else. Let's see. End of day. It did. Awesome. So we'll return to port right here. Get rebuilt a little bit. This blockade can move down even just a little bit further. And still overlap at Charleston. As Farragut gets his ships back. Ooh, he's got some that are heavily damaged. We will start getting him some of these ironclads to also help out with his bombardment. I'm wondering if we also took Fort Smith. We did. So, success at taking the forts. Will that allow us the port? Well, what it will do is we will send foot men up to try to claim the fort in Indian territory. Okay, what is going on here? Busy watching forts fall. And in the meantime, it looks like we have a surprise attack happening to us in Manassas. So it looks like we have our 3 corps in the Department of Washington being attacked by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corps. That's awesome. Looks like one of them's 3 hours out. The rest all appear to be showing up somehow at the exact same time. So we'll jump into it and see what happens. Alright, so we are back, and it looks like we are going to be at the Manassas battlefield for I'm not sure how many times so far. Looks like this time we will be on the defensive. Got 13 defensive points. And the objective will be the Warrenton Turnpike. Huh. See where they can. So looking at the numbers of the battle, we are at like about a 6,000 troop deficit here. All right, so they're coming in through the Warrenton Turnpike or down here. What path will they probably take? Sudley Road? So they'll probably come right through Manassas Turnpike, maybe use Lewis, Balls Ford. Farm Ford, we can use that fence. All right. What we're going to do is use Mansfield as a reserve. I think that's reasonable. His artillery will stick here to help with the ford. So we'll use Mansfield as that reserve. Let's see. 4th Division, 3rd Corps. I think we'll use the 3rd Corps. Wow, okay, that's definitely being a column for some reason. We'll use the 3rd Corps for Lewis and Balls Ford. Do we have any pontoons that are magically? We do have a magic pontoon. Okay, that'll make things a little more complicated. We'll see about what we have for defenses and whatnot here shortly. Up there. Not a great line of sight there. There we go. That's a little bit better. He can cover that. Approach. with a hefty amount of artillery. Okay. We'll put Cooks, guys from Mansfield here for support in case there's a hole that needs plugged. Let's see. Next corps. Burnside's 19,000 men are going to defend the stone bridge. And once again, we are in columns. It's cool. It's cool. So we'll take Smith, detach him, bring him out of the way. And we'll defend here with Smith's men watching the approach. Might just stick them right there in the center and let them bombard everything. We'll use Van Wyck's cavalry here for morale boosts. Alright, where's our other corps? Oh, not here yet. Awesome. Said we were all here at once, but now we have an hour wait for them. Even better. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll get everybody up. Because we are going to be massively outnumbered now to start with. Okay, not massively, only 12,000. We'll stick Lane's men. They can't be in reserve now. Up here, along with Mansfield's artillery, to defend the farm ford approach. And what we'll do is build. I have to spin around so I can get these right. Did not quite do what we were hoping for. So we will have to use a couple groups from the defenses to build the wall. We're going to stick one group of Sturgis's cavalry. Actually, we're just going to do it with Cook and protect this side in case they decide to push through Island Ford. Order everybody to have skirmishers deployed. Slow up the attack. Lane will do the same thing here with his 6,000-ish men. And we'll go ahead and get started. For a quick second, for a quick pause. To try to get a couple units from the rear to build our defenses. Alright. Let's see how we do. We're starting a battle at 3 a.m., it looks like. Hmm. Looks like they are coming in quick. We're going to start shifting some units from the rear of Stevens's men I'm not sure whether you call that a brigade or a division, and bringing them here to support the artillery. Van Wyck is going to send a cavalry unit over here to support. Hopefully our artillery can open up on them as they start to approach and break their spirit quickly. Oh, looks like this one is completely blocked. That's not great. Man, our artillery is just completely blocked sightline wise, it looks like. I'm not sure what's in there away from a sightline. I'd be better off moving them back. Yeah, I'm thinking we just need to move them back a little ways and get some of these troops out of their way. Alright, yeah, they are completely flanking us in all possible routes here, rather than coming forward, despite looking like they were coming forward. So again, you got to give the AI some credit here. They are going to dismount. We're going to loose order everybody, and we are going to hold this line. Oh, sure. Yep, their reinforcements arrived. Mine still nowhere to be found. This is not looking good for us. We are going to go ahead and start pulling some troops to move to our flanks. I don't seem to know what's going on with our artillery right now. Nobody seems to be able to aim anywhere. Alright, here comes our other corps. Are we dismounted? Are we in loose order? Alright, looks like the battle is getting ready to really kick off here. Alright, it's time to stop building and start shooting. Not sure why nobody has opened fire yet, but whatever. Sure, yeah, just let them run all the way up to you before you start shooting at them, guys. Great job. Very terrible defense so far by the Old Vermont. And better yet, our Iron Brigade has not fired at anybody yet either. Very limited shooting going on. A lot of screaming, nobody, we'll call it maybe it was too dark and they just didn't realize that anybody was coming at them. Other than the mass amount of screaming. Oh, alright, well we captured 1,400 men because they were screaming and not shooting, so that's good. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I don't know if the game's just broken or what right now, but we are not shooting. There we go. Spin, shoot. Looks like they have charged Benning's brigade also. Alright, we have another attack over here by, it looks like McCrae. Please tell me we're shooting over here. Because we did not engage skirmishers like we were told to. That's a detachment that's just hanging out. I don't understand what we're doing here. We'll trust that things start actually happening here. Alright, they're sending cavalry this way. We're okay. Where did Benning's brigade go? Did they surrender too? Are they just sending troops in to surrender right now? What is going on? Yeah, there's two brigades that they have just marched directly into our lines and they've surrendered. That can't be good for morale. Here, march into this line in the pitch black darkness and scream a lot and tell everybody you're coming. And then when you get there, realize that you're outnumbered 3-1 and no support. Alright, looks like everybody's awake now. Alright, what about our cavalry down here? If we put Cook into a screen, will that allow for a long enough time for Halleck's men to get here? Alright, Halleck, time to start marching some people. Sherman, get down here. You're one brigade that's up. Lansing, come hold that line. You've got some of the best guns. Shoot them as they approach. I think the AI is going to have to call this off very quickly. They are taking some extreme casualties. And, I mean, some of the stupid moves right there, crossing the bridge right into our teeth, really made no sense. I want to recall those skirmishers, get them out of the way, because all they're doing is getting in the way. And let Sickles' men start pouring them in. Okay, what about our right? Bunch of small brigades on each side. Alright, we're doing okay there. Looks like we've routed everybody attacking through Balls Ford. Cook, are you okay down here? A lot of small units, though with decent training. Gonna hope that Cook can get them to fire with better weapons and just hold them off for a little while. Down to 46 men. Okay, well, you're struggling a little bit for men. Pleasanton, 394 men. McDowell coming up. Alright, Sherman, I definitely told you where to go. Come on. Old Vermont. How about we fall back to our defenses? So that you don't end up surrendering the way that they just did. Now you see the casualties just laying across the field here. Large numbers of Confederates tried to cross the stone bridge and were largely unsuccessful. I think what we're going to do with McClellan is order the infantry all to lay down, get out of artillery fire, make them press up this direction and into our cavalry here. To support them, we're going to send Bayard up also. I think we have another cavalry unit ready to potentially come help. Where did McClellan go? Alright, so McClellan is going to order the infantry to lay down. We need a cavalry unit. To hold this flank. So far it's only 3 smaller brigades with Smith, this cavalry brigade that they have coming up. The 1st Virginian, whatever unit that is, back this direction. We have a couple cavalry units coming to support. And hopefully just kind of keep them at bay on that flank so that they have to push into us in another location. I think this was a really poor design by the AI. They just fought a battle where they went to 0 morale. And they're back fighting another battle. Yeah, we're gonna bring this cavalry unit here within like a month and a half, maybe not even a month. I don't remember the exact date of the other battle, but their units all broke. There's no way their readiness is recovered enough to be able to deal with this, and I think you're seeing that with those handful of units surrendering early. I mean, I understand that they were surrounded, but oh, John Buford was wounded. But I think you're seeing that with an example of how just bad their morale was. Yeah, John's 150 men, he was an easy target. Okay, you're gonna dismount. You're gonna loose order. Looks like they're sending more units to this flank. Maybe they realized it's all cavalry, and that's okay. Hopefully we can get Sherman up quickly. Looks like he's got one brigade going so far. So we'll keep working that. We'll get Hunter likewise following him. Basically all the cavalry we have is going to go try to hold our left flank. Because if we can hold that left flank long enough for some infantry to get there, I think we will be able to overwhelm them finally. Oh, here comes another one brigade sprint across the bridge. I mean, it's not even 5 a.m. yet, and they are just willingly sacrificing whole swaths of men. Looks like they're leaving the right flank alone. We are significantly underwhelming over there. Alright, we need Halleck's men up here. Cook's still on screen. That should be good enough to slow whatever's coming this way down. Looks like it's B's Corps, and D.H. Hill's Corps, and Loring's Corps. I'm not sure that they're very well organized right now. They're pouring a lot of different units over here into this flank, which is all fine and dandy. I mean, they're getting across that ford quick. We may pull some troops. We don't really have any troops to pull. Maybe a rear brigade or two. Graham's Washington Brigade. We'll send up here to support the cavalry. Oh boy. Man, they are just coming from every road. What are we doing, game? Why? Give me hunters, guys. Here. Halleck, why are you so far away? Let's go. Leave McDowell's little tiny cavalry brigade all by themselves. They'll be okay. Just like Halleck, doing things that are unnecessary. We are going to have to start pulling a couple infantry brigades just because of the lack of movement by anybody under Halleck's command. They're literally just sitting there because he's so far away that they're not getting the orders. In the meantime, look at the massive amount of enemy units that have crossed this ford in the amount of time it's taken in order to get to Halleck's guys. I just, I don't understand. And now we're still not shooting. I think you can tell my patience is starting to wear thin right now with some of this. Shoot. Please shoot. No targets idle. Is the game broken? Am I missing something? Shoot. You've got them flanked. Now shoot at them. I'm thinking we're going to have to reload in after this battle because it doesn't seem like anybody is shooting. It almost seems like there's a glitch going on here with how quick things are moving in some places and not in others. There's some shooting. Alright, we're going to have to bring all of Wood's group over here to support. We'll give up Ball's Fort if we have to. We'll spread Carter more thin into a straight single line. Come on, man. You've got to be freaking kidding me. We have 3 brigade command or division commanders up and nobody is moving. Alright, we're going to do this the cheap way and go ahead and just start ordering to attack individual spots. Maybe that'll get us actually moving instead of waiting for Halleck to finally do something. Alright, our units are getting hit. We still are on screen, so other than the units that we've pulled over there ourselves to hold the flank, we'll worry about wounded in action later. Pleasanton, that's destined to happen. He was under 200 men too. We're going to have to send Carter's division over here also. And we'll turn Reynolds. I think that's Reynolds we're looking for here. Yeah, we'll turn him into a single line to try to defend both of those fords. Halleck, yeah. Dude, you're going to get shot. You're hanging out with one cavalry brigade like a nincompoop. While the rest of your men are hanging out at Centerville. I mean, this is enough to just fire him right now. Cavalry's doing a really fine job. Despite all the things that are going on, our cavalry's doing a pretty good job of holding them off. We're just throwing new lines behind them, basically, is kind of what we're doing here. Halleck, yeah, we've now told you 3 times, get away from McDowell. I prefer not to have you die as a corps commander, but, you know, if you insist. Alright, Sedgwick, let's get up here. McDowell has broken. Thanks. Alright. Where are we going to pull them in from? Richardson's division is next. Looks like Sedgwick is the only one of Halleck's corps that is not incompetent and has made it to where he was supposed to be. Our flank is folding here. Have we stalled long enough for Sherman's men to actually be marching to us? Other than Sedgwick. We do have some brigades on the march. We are struggling across the board, however. We're going to have to pull Hancock's men. I mean, we're pulling division after division right now and weakening our line entirely. It's pretty good press by the AI. Stick Carter on screen. Van Wyck on screen. We're just trying to stall. Trying to figure out who's that officer in there. Wood. He's going on screen. Sedgwick has broken their line. Alright, Johnson, come over here and hold this center. Your 281 men are out. Sedgwick is going to continue his attack. Or defense, depending on how you look at it, I guess. Cook's cavalry is basically non-existent at this point. But they are inflicting some heavy casualties, I think. I guess I'd have to look, but I see a lot of dead bodies. I see a lot of our dead bodies. But I see a lot of theirs. $50 men. Alright, you 50 men use that tree as best you can. Okay. We're gonna need Foster. Oh boy, Sedgwick, you got guys behind you. Shoot! Johnson's going to get hit from behind. That's not great. That's going to probably cause him to rout. He's outnumbered. Cook's trying to rally his men as best as he can. You keep seeing new units come back and dismount and try to create a new line here, which is fantastic. Yeah, Johnson's going to be done. Did he rout them? Nope, they have 0 casualties to his 115. Well, that makes no sense. Are we even inflicting any casualties? Are we shooting at anybody? Yeah, we are. Okay. Man. Wood, come on. Who is turned that way? John Reynolds, come on, man. Come on. Let's get there, Sherman. I need you. Sedgwick, tell me you're tearing up that cavalry unit. Once our guys completely rout and get out of there. 115 losses. What do we inflict there? 25. Yeah, that's not great. Not a good ratio. But when you get a cavalry charge from the rear, I guess you can't really do a whole lot about it. If we can get some artillery over here, we might have them in a turkey shoot. Alright, where's Howard? Let's get him up here too. Since Halleck's not actually issuing any orders, it doesn't appear. In fairness to him, I think all of his couriers must have died. Must be why he was hanging out with McDowell's cavalry unit so tightly. That's what I'm going to go with. It's the story I'm going to tell myself, and I'm sticking to it. Like, can you explain to me what you're doing, Carter? Why do you have guys all the way over there? Let's get them engaged. Let's screen. And wait for Sherman's troops to come smoke them in the flank. I think our cavalry units did an admirable job. They're struggling, they're all dying, but I think they did a great job. I can't be mad at their effort. I feel like we're fighting the Battle of Gettysburg, and all we need is the cavalry to hold just long enough for the First Corps to show up, ironically. And the only brigade that's up from the First Corps is Sedgwick. So we'll just pretend he's the Iron Brigade. Cook's men are still falling back, still trading ground for time. At some point, guys, you do have to shoot as part of this fallback plan. Alright, Pleasanton, you gotta slow him down. The thing's on your shoulders. Alright, Hancock has peeled off the line and is moving quickly. Can we get him there? And here comes Sherman's division finally. Will Martindale be able to smash right into Cable's brigade as Sedgwick is likewise. I mean, we've got some brigades finally marching this direction. I don't know what's taking some of the other ones so long, but whatever we got. Carter, dude, just do something. Help out Cook's cavalry. He's going to be down to like 10 men left. Total. How is George Cook doing? Yep. Taking 800 losses. He's taking 1/3 casualties so far of our regular cavalry. Alright, well. And still has units in the fight. And they're still falling back. Firing. Taking people with them. Staying out of range. Maybe not completely out of range. Oh no, Sedgwick's about to crash. Get up there, Martindale. Hit him in the flank. Shank, hit him in the other flank. Davies, I think you're one of Hunter's guys. You're coming up there. Alright. Wood, Carter, come on, get your guys over here. Need to hold the flank. Ah, darn. There goes Pleasanton's guys. He's done for the fight. Took 204 losses, over 50% losses. Hancock's guys are coming over. Stevens' artillery is going to set up as a canister shot if we lose the flank. Sedgwick held. Attaboy, John. Alright, Sherman. Do what you do. Attack the flank. Hey guys, turn and shoot. You're crossing their path. Just turn and shoot. Just turn and shoot. Think less. Think way less. Just shoot. Alright, Hancock's men are starting to get into the fray over here. We'll stick them here. Looks like Sherman might actually be getting involved in the fight. He's pulled his guys back. I don't understand it. It's alright, it's alright. Whatever you do, Sherman, whatever you gotta do. Guess you're letting them come and attack you as they're running. Looks like they're on speed 4 while we're on speed 1 here. Alright, Sherman, come on. Alright, Hunter, you're up. Man, orders are taking forever to get from one spot to the next over here. Hancock. Come on, bud. Winfield. Klitz's men are going to come over and help for potential breakthrough. Thought Foster's guys were coming back this way too, but doesn't look like it. So we'll stick him up here to try to prevent any type of push on our weakened front. And Cook's still holding, man. He's still got brigades jumping in and holding. You got to give him some credit, man. I don't know how he's pulling it off. He's doing a great screen. He deserves a promotion. Extremely understrength. Hancock. It is going to be time to defend over there. Carter. It's time to switch to defense instead of screen. Van Wyck. Same thing. I don't know if you have anybody still in the fight. Wood. Same thing. We're getting into the fight now, and you're going to hold that side. Bayard, get in here. Graham, get in here. I mean, we're just going to go through all the units that have broke and throw them into the fight as best as we can. Hunter's going to jump into an attack.